All right, what's going on, guys? It's Ross, or Mr. Boss for the win. And before we get this video started, I just wanted to let you know that I am doing another shark card giveaway. This one is a $3.5 million whale shark card giveaway. I'll leave the Twitter link in the description. All you have to do is retweet the tweet and follow me on there. Most of you guys already follow me, and if you're not, I try to tweet cool and interesting things. And I always like doing this. I'm in a position where I can give back to you, and that's exactly what I want to do, because July 12th is not that far away, and that's when Cunning Stunts comes out. And I know some people may not be in the position to gather the funds needed to enjoy all of the content. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing in this video today. I'm going to be telling you guys how much money you're going to need, but I'm also going to be giving back that whale $3.5 million shark card. So the link is in the description. Check it out. Hopefully you guys do enjoy that, and one lucky person will be walking away $3.5 million richer in Grand Theft Auto Online. But without the way, we've wasted too much time, so let's get it started. All right, so as I mentioned, let's talk about Cunning Stunts, how much it's going to cost to buy everything. And this is one of the most unique DLCs we've ever seen in Grand Theft Auto Online because the DLC is so vehicle-centric. It essentially encompasses vehicles, stunting, racing, and the content creator. That's it. In fact, it might be Grand Theft Auto Online's first passive DLC, where the focus is not about killing others, but instead is just racing. So that's actually kind of cool. So let's start with what we know so far. That'll allow us to get a better idea of how much money we're ultimately going to need in Grand Theft Auto Online to purchase all of the content. So Rockstar states on this newswire that this DLC will include new supercars, sports cars, motorbikes, racing livery-clad vehicles, dressed-up drivers that are sporting new motocross gear, racing suits, helmets, and a host of other additions. So that doesn't even include everything that Rockstar showed off in their trailer. We know that there's more than just supercars and sports cars and motorbikes. We know there's off-roading vehicles and rally cars and maybe even muscle and sports classic. But one thing we do know, thanks to a slip up on their end on the Spanish version of the newswire, is that there's going to be 13 total vehicles, which is a lot. That's how many came in all of Further Adventures in Finance and Felony, spread out between the initial DLC launch and also spread out between the 3 weeks where they did the X80 Proto, Fister 811, and Debauchy 770. So that is going to be a lot at once, and that's extremely exciting, but it could also be extremely costly. So that's the sort of stuff that we're going to be looking at in today's video. Now, before I jump into this, I want to say that my estimates are based off of previous vehicles that have been added into the game, Rockstar's recent pricing trends, which for the most part have been a little bit more expensive, and also just my personal opinion on the look of the car, the way I think it's going to be priced, and based off of its real-life equivalent as well. And at the end, I'll give you guys an optimistic outlook, and then I'll give you a more pessimistic, expensive outlook, so again, that you can prepare your wallets for maybe what's to come. So this might be a rough estimate, but out of the 13 cars, I noticed there were 3 off-roading vehicles, 2 rally cars, 1 kind of sport/super hybrid, I couldn't really tell, 2 supercars, 2 bikes, and then either like a muscle car and a compact as well, which gets us close to 13. Again, I don't know how many were shown off in the trailer, but according to the newswire, there is going to be 13. So let's say for the sake of this video, there's 2 to 3 supercars. We were able to identify some of them in the trailer, but again, there might be one that Rockstar didn't show off. We don't know for a fact that everything was shown in there. Let's just say that each one of those are $1 million to $2 million. Based off of Rockstar's recent trends, supercars aren't really dipping under the $1 million mark, and in the extreme cases like the X80, they're going well above the $2 million mark. So for the sake of this video, we're just going to call those supercars anywhere between $1 million and $2 million. So now let's talk about the one sports/supercar that I think is going to be coming in this update. It was the one that was shown off going down the ramp in the trailer. It had that red and white livery on there. I said it was either based on the Le Mans Corvette or the Lexus LFA, kind of a hybrid of those. Let's say that that's anywhere from $600,000 to $800,000, just based off of what we've gotten recently in Grand Theft Auto Online. Up next would be the 2 off-roading trucks that could actually be found in the trailer. I don't know how expensive these are going to be because we really don't have anything to go off of. The closest scenario would be like the Coil Brawler that came out in Ill-Gotten Gains update. So I'm going to say that these trucks will be anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000. And because there's 2 of them, we're obviously going to multiply that value by 2. It's looking like it's going to be 2 new bikes. One of them is that like futuristic looking bike that looks super cool with the vertically stacked headlights. Another one is that like trials chopper that I thought looked really epic. So bikes aren't typically expensive. You do get the oddball like the Electro that is like super duper pricey, but I wouldn't imagine Rockstar making these any more expensive than $100,000 to $200,000 each. Up next, we've got the Fiat, the one compact car of this update. I wouldn't see Rockstar making this more than $100,000. I mean, it's similar in size to the Panto. So again, I can't see them going crazy and making this thing like $500,000. So I'm going to do a modest $100K for our Fiat vehicle. Now, there was a version of the Tampa that was actually found on the Newswire that was pretty crazy. It was like this modified version. It was like a wide body one. And that was really nuts. And I saw that and I was like, dang, that could be pretty expensive just because I know how modifying Benny's vehicles works, muscle cars, sports classics like that. So I could see that being kind of pricey. And I'm going to put that at a modest $500,000 just for that modified race car version of the Tampa, which looks incredible, by the way. And there's like real life versions of those created also. So that looks so good, but I'm going to call it around $500,000. All right, last but not least, we've got our 2 rally style cars of this update. The real life Audi Quattro S1, and then you've got the other one, which was the Lancia Stratos. So those were shown off a bunch in the trailer. That's the ones that I'm kind of throwing into the rally car category. And I can see those being pretty expensive because out of all the cars that we saw in this update, or in the trailer, I should say, it had the most customization out of all the ones I've saw, both those versions of those cars. So I'm going to say that each one of those could once again be anywhere near $600,000 to $800,000 just on the car alone. So just on vehicles alone, now I'm going to give you guys my optimistic and pessimistic breakdown. So if I'm optimistic here and the vehicles are less expensive than I think they're going to be, I came out with about $5.8 million for all the vehicles. That would be all 13 of them. The majority of that would be taken up by the super and sports cars. Hopefully Rockstar doesn't price up the rally and off-roading vehicles and bikes that much. So in an optimistic standpoint, $5.8 million. In a more pessimistic scenario here, where all of the predictions I said, it would be the maximum. I came out with $9.2 million in all the vehicles in total. So for 13, it would cost you $9.2 million. Again, that would be a scenario where Rockstar decides to price it as expensive as I think they might do in the prices that I gave you today. So that's just for the vehicles. That doesn't include any customization. It doesn't include any of the accessories. It includes nothing. And that's a great segue into the next topic, which has to be modifying these vehicles, because we've not only seen in screenshots in the trailer, but there seems to be a lot of customization for these cars. So let's once again start with the optimistic viewpoint of this DLC. So let's say that for each car, you're going to spend $100,000 on customization. Well, multiply that by 13, you've got $1.3 million. Let's say you're going to spend around $300,000 on each car. I know not every person does an insane or exorbitant amount of customization, so that's kind of what I'm going for here. You'd spend, if you did $300,000 times 13, $3.9 million. So if we add that to our total that we established earlier, on an optimistic viewpoint, our total is now $7.1 million, and in a pessimistic viewpoint, we're now at to $13.1 million. So that's getting very, very pricey, and we haven't even gotten into everything else. And the only other thing that looks to be coming with this update is the clothing for our drivers itself. Now, the clothing looks awesome. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And I've said this in previous videos. It looks amazing. But how expensive is it going to be? Those full racing suits. Just based on the way Rockstar priced things, if you consider the suit is consistent of pants, boots, a shirt, a helmet, gloves, anything else that might be applied to the outfit itself, that could easily go from $80,000 to $100,000. And who knows how many of the suits there's actually going to be. So that's kind of a miscellaneous cost, and you can obviously find one suit, and if that's the one you want to use forever, then you're good. But if you want to purchase everything, like the scenario we're establishing in this video, then you're definitely going to want to maybe have a more pessimistic viewpoint of how much it's going to cost. So all in all, I don't want to go into too much nitpicking in details, so I'm going to leave it at around that. On an optimistic viewpoint, around $7.3 million. On a pessimistic viewpoint, maybe like $13.3 million for what you're going to need. Now, obviously, that doesn't include other scenarios like I would find this very hard to imagine. Would Rockstar, make you unlock props to use in the creator to make stunt races? Now, I would find that extremely shady if they had to like make you purchase all the tubing and stuff like that with Grand Theft Auto Online money. So I highly doubt that's going to be a thing, but just keep in mind that there might be some surprises that Rockstar make you pay for, whether it's an unlocking fee to get a car stunt ready. That's something I don't know. And because we don't really know that yet, I didn't want to include that in this update. So just give or take $7 million to $13 million. I know that's a kind of a huge range, $6 million difference, but hopefully you can get yourself at least minimally prepared for what Rockstar is bringing to the table. And like I said, this scenario that I presented today is only for people that are interested in buying everything. Most people like one or two cars and they're good to go. So but just kind of pick and choose what you want. But if you want to get everything, this will be a pretty pricey DLC. So anyways, let me know what you think in the comments section down below about the cost of this update as well. Be sure to check out the giveaway tweet. Don't forget about that. It's in the description. If you did go on to enjoy this video, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With out of the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.